This is episode 829. I'm Kristin Omdahl, and we're here live in Southwest Florida in my studio this morning. If you're joining me live, please say hello. Let me know if you have any questions for me. Let me know if you would like to share what you've been working on. I've been working on tons of things in the background, and I'm going to share a whole bunch of them with you this morning. And if you have the time to stick around to the end of the show, I will also be doing a giveaway today, but I'll be explaining the details of it at the very end of the show. Let's see, who's here? We have Joe, Grace, Margaret, Debbie, Melissa, Diane, Pamela. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. We have both kitties staring at me from the door, which is so cute. Hi, Angela, Lily, Angela, Kathy, Linda, Petra, Lorraine, Melanie, Judy, Joe, Kat, Donna, Jackie, Joyce, Pamela, Petra. Thank you all for joining me live. Hi, Marcia. Hi, Judy and Catherine, Grace, Rita, Sharon, Christine. Good morning, everybody. I want to give a quick shout out to Judy Weingarten and say thank you so much for all of the links that she's been providing in the live chat for so long now. And just in case anybody is wondering where those convenient live links are going, YouTube has stopped allowing that. So no links are allowed in the live chat during a live stream podcast anymore. So if you don't see those links, it's not because she's not trying to do it, it's because she can't do it anymore. It's not allowed any longer. So I just want to give a big shout out to Judy for all of that hard work and all of that super convenience for everybody else. And just let you all know that even though the live links won't be available, in the video description every single day are the main category links of everything that I talk about. So you will see how to get to my yarn, how to get to my patterns, how to get to my Amazon shop, or anything else that we normally talk about. And if I have something specific that I'll be talking about in advance, I will post that link in the video description before we start. And then after the show, this is something Judy and I have always done, or always tried to do, is put the specific links from the show, like show notes, in the video description. So, and if you still can't find what I've been talking about or what you're looking for, always feel welcome to ask, whether it's in a comment on the video or when it goes into video format, or emailing or contacting us some other way, which all of that is listed in the video description as well. So, that's that. Hi, Melissa. You know what, Debbie? They do change things, but at the end of the day, YouTube is amazing and wonderful and a great resource for all of us. And, you know, just like the rest of us, we do better when we know better. And so as they're constantly improving, they're making their platform better for all of us too. I do believe that. So even though there might be some really specific reasons why they stopped doing it. So anyhow, you may be wondering what's all around me this morning. So I guess we'll get started on my surprise. And you'll notice the back wall is completely redecorated as well. And that is because I have a new yarn to show you today. And I can't wait to tell you about the backstory behind it and all the juicy details, and maybe we'll get to all of it today and maybe we won't, but it's really lovely, and it is called Be So Easy yarn. And the reason I called it Be So Easy yarn is because it is number 5 bulky weight yarn that works up so quickly. It's 100% milk cotton yarn, which is similar in structure to Be So Baby yarn, but it is about 3 times the thickness. It is super soft. It is hypoallergenic. It is eco-friendly. It is durable, machine washable, and dryable in a laundry bag. It's really, really soft and lofty. And guess what? The best part is, it makes things really fast. You can make projects really fast because it's number 5 bulky weight. It is on sale for a limited time for only $4.99 a ball. It's a 100-gram ball that has 145 yards to it. The metric equivalents are written in the product pages, and it comes in 20 gorgeous colors. What I'm going to do this morning is show you all the colors, and then I'm going to show you all of the projects that are coming. I don't have any patterns available today, but they're all in the editing process, so they're all super quick to come right now. And what I thought might be helpful for you is to get an idea of how many balls I used of any particular combination of colors for each of the projects, so you get an idea of how many balls you'll need to crochet something or knit something, or how much that 145 yardage goes in knitting and crochet, even in a 1 ball project. So I'm going to be showing you some 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6, and maybe an 8-ball project this morning. So I've been busy making a lot of projects for it behind the scenes, but I got to tell you, you are going to be thrilled with how fast it works up. One of my favorite projects from the very beginning of learning to knit and crochet and making things as a hobbyist and then as a professional has always been Afghans and blankets. I love a handmade blanket, but I just have never felt like to do blankets the size that I like. I like a big blanket, and it just really isn't practical time-wise without a thick yarn. And that's why you may have seen that in the past I've doubled and tripled baby to make bigger projects. And that's when I realized it would be really lovely to have a yarn for making quick projects and making Afghans and things like that. So I will be showing you 2 lapgan size Afghans this morning. I'll be showing you 3 shawls, 4 cowls, 3 or 4 cowls, and some plant hangers, all of which work up super quick. But let's, and then at the end of the show today, I'll be telling you details for how to enter the contest, and I will be giving away yarn. I'll probably leave the contest open until the end of the night, and then I'll announce winners to Monday morning or tomorrow. Oh, let's see. Okay, so if I say the contest at the end of the show, I will, and I know a lot of people don't watch the show live, so I'm going to leave it open. Let's say I leave the contest open for 24 hours, then at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, I will choose the winners randomly, and we'll find out, and we'll contact the winners, and then their yarn giveaway, the giveaway of the yarn will go out on Monday. Does that sound fair? Okay, you ready to see 20 colors? They're so pretty. Okay, this is slate gray, which is like a super dark gray that has kind of blue notes in it, almost like a very dark blue violet. Then we have raisin, which is a super dark eggplant raisin, kind of a purple, very dark, but in a purple family. And you can see them side by side, that you can definitely tell that slate gray is more blue violet, and raisin is more of a dark, like aubergine eggplant purple. Then we have cornflower, and then just show you that next to slate gray, definitely a brighter blue violet. Then we have sky blue and sage green and pine green. Then we have raspberry and pink lemonade. So as you can see, I'll explain the colors as we go, but some of them I think are pretty understandable. Sage green, you know what that color looks like, and pine green, you know what those colors look like. Like, those names really do evoke what the color is. But raspberry, just to make a little more detail, is definitely that darker rose color. A darker fuchsia, not fuchsia, a darker, like a raspberry. And that one's pretty self-explanatory too. Pink lemonade is a light coral that has pinky notes to it. Okay, I would say that this goes a little towards pink, then a little more towards red than orange, but it is definitely a very soft coral, and it's called pink lemonade. Then we have teal, which is just that bright, vibrant blue-green color. Then we have sea green, which is also a blue-green, but very very subtle. This one definitely reminds me of the color of the sea on the days that it's more of a greenish color. So it's definitely in the blue-green family. But then now let's compare that to sky blue, and you can see how much more green that is. And then even compare it with sage green and see how much more blue it is, right? So This one here is sky blue, the middle one is sea green, and then the one over here is sage green. So side by side, you can really see those nuanced differences. And how pretty are they together? Lots and lots of these colors look great together, and you'll see that when I show you some of the projects as well, but I've yet to put together a combination that I didn't think was gorgeous. Then we have cyan, which is just absolutely gorgeous, and fuchsia, so pretty together. And how about those with pink lemonade? Like, Anyway, then we have lavender, which is another really pretty soft pinky purple, so pretty. Then we have goldenrod, such a pretty neutral that still has a lot of vibrancy to it. And oh, I pulled pine green twice, whoopsie. Then we have ruby red, isn't that a beautiful red? And we have black. And then in the neutrals, I really love how the neutrals came out too. Is this all of them? No, I'm missing one. I'm missing bisque. Okay, so we have 4 neutrals. You know what? I'll pull it from over here. Hold on. I thought I pulled this already this morning. Okay. Okay. So in the neutrals, these are so pretty. Imagine color work in these. Oh my gosh. So we've got taupe, putty, bisque, and cream. And even to take it further, adding black into the mix, since that's a neutral as well. How gorgeous is that set? So it's cream, which is the lightest one, which is not it's not a bright white. It definitely is a cream. It's softer than white. And then we have bisque, which is, you know, more of an oatmeal-y kind of a color, a little darker than cream. Then putty is a taupe that's a little more gray than brown, and then taupe is you know, more brown than gray, and then black. How beautiful, right? There's so many different ways that you could combine these colors. Let's say that you wanted to do some Afghans and pick up on and use some of those neutral colors and add pops of color to it. I really thought a lot about this palette with the respect that, yes, we all like to have bright colors and fun colors for all sorts of things like shawls and wraps and cowls and bags and all sorts of fun things. And even for kids to do kid Afghans. But if you're going to do an Afghan for your finely decorated living room that you've spent years decorating and making beautiful, you might want to pick up, you might want to make an Afghan with some of the neutrals and add your signature colors to it, right? It might be a more sophisticated look. So I definitely did try to focus on bright, fun colors and neutrals in this collection, because I feel like Afghans are going to be so fun with this yarn. I can't even tell you how fast I made these things. So I'm going to tell you the names of the projects. It is a lot thicker, Jill. This is a number 5. This is a number 5 bulky weight yarn, and it still has a decent yardage for that size yarn, which is why the balls have to be much bigger, right? Thicker yarn, to make them bigger, you have to have a bigger ball. Where was I going with that? Oh, okay, so I'm going to show, does anybody have any questions about the colors? I can definitely go over some of the colors with you again, or show them side by side if you want. All of the photos are up on my website with detailed close-up photos of all of the colors. And then I want to explain the patterns to you before I show them this morning. They are not available yet, but I do know how many balls it's going to take to make everything. I have finished all the samples, I have finished all the charts, and I have finished all the patterns. They are in the editing process, which you know is the quicker side of the pattern production world. So I can give you an idea of how much yarn it's going to take to make these various things, to give you an understanding if you wanted to go ahead and buy yarn today. Okay, someone said they wanted to see Raisin and Sage again. This is my yarn, Daphne, and the name is called Be So Easy Yarn. Sage and Raisin. Here we go. Here's Sage and Raisin. So for those of you just starting, this is Raisin, which is a dark purple, and that's Sage, which is like that soft green color, soft dusty green. Does anybody want to see any other colors together? And Daphne, you can find Be So Easy Yarn on my website, and the link is in the video description, and you can find it by going to my website as well, which is linked in the video description, or KristinOmdahl.com. Thanks, Sabrina. It's 100% milk cotton, Jane. Amstel, yeah, I went over and there's more information about the yarn fiber and the history of the yarn fiber in the on the yarn page as well. Taupe, bisque, and sea green. Ooh, that's going to be pretty. Taupe, bisque, and sea green. Yeah, this would be a classic combination, right? Look at that. Taupe, sea green, and bisque. Very beautiful. Very sophisticated palette for, like, you know, a finely decorated living room. Definitely. But any of the pops of color look great with the neutrals. I mean, there's raspberry with the taupe and bisque. So pretty. Or even one of the blues. Even those blues that I showed you earlier, I think these look really beautiful together too. How pretty are those 3 blue greens and then adding in a neutral to it. Very pretty. Okay, fuchsia, lemonade, pink lemonade, and lavender. Yes, I don't know who said that, but this is a beautiful combination. That pink lemonade and lavender and fuchsia. 145 yards per ball. You can find all of that information on my website, on the yarn page. It is so incredibly soft. So this particular, and I'm going to tell you the names of the patterns, but they are not available yet. They're going to be available next week, most likely. But I can tell you the names. This one is called Marengo. It is a crochet shawl, worked lengthwise. You're not even going to believe this. I started this one at 3 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday. I started it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, worked on it till about 9, wove in my loose ends, blocked it overnight, and it's done today. And it's a 5-ball project. This is 5 balls in teal. I meant to bring a belt with me to show you all the different ways we could wear something like this, but isn't that great? This is 8mm crochet hook, 8mm crochet hook, and it took me 5 hours. Now, am I going to tell you it's going to take you 5 hours? I don't know, but it's not going to take you 40 either. Isn't that amazing? You know, quick projects are great for charity. They're great for prayer shawls. Anytime you can make something quicker, you can do more charity work, right? I mean, so many different ways for that to work out. Then let me show you some of the other projects. So this one here, this is a 2-ball knit shawl. And what is this one called? I'm going to have to look at my notes. This is called Althea. And this is the one that I referenced the other day when I said that I used a ruffle on the bottom in ribbing. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful and subtle? This is a 2-ball project, and it's a knit top-down shawl called Althea. It will be out soon. So beautiful. And because it's top-down and an easy-to-memorize stitch pattern, you could absolutely make this bigger. So this is 2 balls. You could definitely do 3 or 4 balls to make it even bigger. I wanted to show a different number of balls to show you a different reference point. So that's 5 balls in crochet. This is 2 balls in knitting. And then we have a crochet shawl too. This is also a 2-ball project in crochet. And again, an easy to memorize stitch pattern. So if you wanted to make this bigger, you absolutely could. This is called the Amaryllis crochet shawl. Did I say the names of the yarns? Yeah, so this one is in Sea Green and Be So Easy yarn. This one's worked in 2 triangular pieces, and then it's joined like a join as you go motif along the one side in the center gusset. Super easy to make, very easy to make bigger. This is the size I made with an 8mm crochet hook and 2 balls of Be So Easy yarn in color Sea Green. The knit shawl I did on 9mm knitting needles. now everybody's age is different. I've been feeling like I like the drape and the feel of the yarn working my knit projects with 9mm and my crochet projects with 8mm. Obviously everyone's different, but just to give you a starting point, that's what's been working for me. Okay, now I want to show you what one ball projects look like in knitting and crochet. So this is the knit cowl. This is one ball of pink lemonade in a Mobius cowl. And what's going to be interesting about this pattern is I'm going to give you instructions for making it both a Mobius cowl and a regular tubular cowl, because the stitch count is different for both, so I'll be listing both. And this is one ball of Be So Easy yarn in color pink lemonade. Okay, and then we have a crochet cowl that is also one ball. And keep in mind, you already know this, we all know this, knitting takes less yarn than crochet, so a one ball project is going to be smaller in crochet than it is in knitting. It's just the nature of the two crafts. But this is, what is this one? This one is called Phyllis, and it's a one ball Mobius cowl crocheted in raisin. Very, very pretty. And great sizes too, like that's still a really ample size for going over your head and stuff. Because of the nature of my cubicles, I've been putting them on the heads like a snood or a hood, but they are meant to be worn as cowls. They just didn't show up very well as cowls in my little cubbies. Okay, so I made 2 small afghans as well, and obviously you could totally make them bigger. This is a knit lapgan that I made in 3 different colors of Be So Easy yarn. Which one is this? This is called Sydney, and the color on the bottom is sage green, the middle is bisque, and the top is sky blue. And it is a gorgeous stitch pattern that is not very difficult to make. It's the same exact stitch pattern, but by alternating rows in the colors, you get a very different look. It looks more like clusters in the stripes, and then it looks more like an offset pattern in the other section. It is so simple. There is a slip stitch, there's a yarn over, and there's knit. There's not even a decrease in this pattern. Like it's a yarn over slip stitch instead of a decrease. It is so easy. If you're looking to make some beginner projects, if you're new to knitting or new to crochet, that's the other thing about a number 5 bulky weight yarn, is that it is so much easier to get started learning something on a thicker yarn and bigger needles, just so that your hands get used to the motions better. So definitely highly recommend trying one of these bigger projects, or trying techniques in thicker yarns to get used to something. Okay, so we've got a crochet afghan as well, and this one's done in motifs. And this one is done in 7 colors, and I absolutely love it. Now, I think it should be bigger, but this is the amount of time I had. So I only had I had 2 days to work on this, and this is how much I got done in 2 days. If you wanted to make a bigger afghan, oh my God, you totally could. Now, this is using 7 of the 20 colors. I mean, gorgeous, right? Don't you love how they look together? It's so pretty. And this is a sampler afghan. So there are 12 motifs represented in this project. There are 6 patterns though. So there are 6 unique square motifs that all end on the same stitch count in the last row. So they all perfectly line up to join together, and it's a super easy joining technique. So if you're new to crochet or new to joining, super, super easy. And okay, so this is the next part that's super exciting about this. It's 6 motifs, but made into 12 squares. So each of the 6 motifs is done in a solid color and then done in color work. So let me find 2 motifs that are the same to show you what I mean. So, oh, are these the same ones? Okay, so here we go. This one's in goldenrod, and then this one has teal, cream, and cornflower. So it's the same motif, but looks very different because of color work, doing it in color work in a solid color. So then this one in lavender here Let's find this one in lavender right here. Let's find its mate. Let's see. I know it's here. Here it is. Okay, so that lavender is here, is then done here. The one that was solid in lavender is in goldenrod, lavender, teal, and golden lavender and teal. The outside edge here is done in taupe. So imagine if you added more colors or did different variations in colors. So let's say you did the 6 motifs, and let's say you were going to make this twice this size. This is 12 squares. Let's say you decided to make it in 24 squares. So you could make the 6 squares in solid colors that I did. Then you could mix it up and make 6 more squares using different pattern for different color, and then do 6 more squares in color work and change those in different sequences for each. So each of your 24 squares would still be unique. That's what I think is so fun about a project that's like this with a sampler, is that by changing color, you can make every single square unique so that to the untrained eye, it won't look, you can't even really see the pattern, can you? Like you can't, you don't easily see, oh, that's a duplicate of this one, that's a duplicate of that one. They look like 12 unique. I love it too, Lisa, and it's heavy and cozy and just wonderful. I've actually thought that some of these would be great candidates for making cardi wraps where we put armholes in them, and to even do a duplicate of this or a duplicate of this or a duplicate of this and make them cardi wraps. You know, the rectangular wrap that has armholes, that would be amazing too, which could be for future patterns. I'm not seeing the comments that great. Oh, Debbie, these are so fast. Like, if you're looking for instant gratification, there's nothing more fun than instant gratification with thick yarn like this. And I'd like to think that you know how important it is to me that things are figure flattering. And one of the challenges with a thicker yarn is making things that still look cute on. And so you know that that's important to me. So you know I'm not going to make bulky things that are going to make us look not as pretty as we could. So keep in mind that as a seasoned designer, I will always keep figure flattering in mind when I'm doing this. So this is a giant cowl. This one's done in 3 balls of Be So Easy yarn. So you could wear it up around your head like a snood and even double it as a cowl and a snood, which is such a cute look for in the winter. So cozy. And you could also wear it down like this. You could double it this way like that, and that is absolutely gorgeous. And if you wanted to wear it over a dress, like say to an evening wedding or something, you could definitely wear it. It's tough to do this stuff on camera. Give me a second. So what I'm going to need to do here is drape it just right, and then I'll be able to pin it as well. And then I've got a little bit of then I've got a capelet. So let's see if I can find that clip. Here's my clip. There we go. And now we've got a capelet. And look at how much length there is in the back too. Like very generous size, right? And gorgeous, gorgeous. And something so interesting about working a Mobius in color stripes is that it ends up giving you a mirror. So you get that, let me explain it better. So we've got pink lemonade in the center, then fuchsia, then raspberry, right? And because it's worked on both sides of the starting foundation ovals, you end up doing a figure 8 formation, which means you're working this top edge and the bottom edge simultaneously. Goes so fast and it gives you that beautiful graphic look of having that stripe do that figure 8 formation. I think it's so flattering on and just so pretty. Yes, this one is a Mobius. Now, having said that, if you wanted to make this, and the stitch patterns are super easy too. Very easy stitch pattern, but pretty. Anyway, so definitely lots of versatility in a project like that. And if you want to make it into a tubular cowl instead of a Mobius, you could totally do that as well. Okay. Yeah, it looks great as a shrug. I agree. Let's see. Yeah, so I think converting some of these patterns into, outerwear would be fun too. But oh, just to go sit at the beach on a cool evening and wrap myself with this little Afghan, like, oh, so cozy. Or to put it on my lap on the couch at night. Oh, I love it. I love all of them. But putting armholes on something like this, I think, will be interesting as well. Anyway, does anybody have, thank you, Linda. I appreciate it. I do. I try to put a lot of thought into all of my patterns, and it doesn't look that way necessarily until you see them all as a collection together, and then I can describe it. You can definitely see more of the thought process that goes behind it. Hi Vera, yeah, how many balls did I use for the blankets? Well, I mentioned that in the motif blanket it was 2 balls each of 6 colors for the squares, and then 2 balls for the joining in a 7th color. And in the lapgan that's knit, I said it was 2 balls each for that one. 2 balls each of 3 colors. How many items is that? I think there are 10 patterns shown here, Debbie. Oh, I forgot, there's 2 more. You want to talk about a quick last minute gift idea. Holy smoke. Here is a crocheted plant hanger, and here is its knit counterpart. I made them in different lengths because you know what? You might need different applications, and you could always make these cords longer or these cords shorter, and each one of these is under a 1 ball project. So you can't quite make 2 projects with 1 ball. You might come close, but it's definitely less than a full ball to make either one of these. And this is the Jocasta crochet plant hanger, and this is the Ezra knit plant hanger, and super quick and easy to make. So this one, the crochet one, has a flower motif on the bottom, which, because these will be hung up, I think it'll be really cute to see that flower underneath. And then there's a starburst pattern in the knit one as well. But don't fear, this is an easier project. It does not have any, it's not working in the round, it's just working in rows and picking up along the side edge. So for construction-wise, neither one is super difficult. Okay. Yes, it's similar to Be So Baby in softness, but much squishier and a little more matte. I feel like Baby has a little more of a luster sheen to it, and Be So Easy is a little more matte, but just if you like Be So Baby, you will love this yarn. And if you like quick projects, you will love this yarn, definitely. And if you like bulky, squishy things, like cozy things, you will love this yarn. And it's $4.99 a ball for a limited time. And obviously you can still get reward points for it even though it's on sale. It still qualifies for free shipping at the $75 mark and the $150 mark. Oh yeah, so Judy reminded me of something. So the secret place this information was hidden on the website was the Yarn 101 page. So I have some really wonderful reference tools on that page. So if you go to the top bar of my website, there's an info button, and if you click on that info button, it gives you a drop down with lots of really great resources on my website, one of which is a page called Yarn 101. And back when I made that page about a month ago, I knew Be So Easy was coming, and I thought it was a good idea to add it and add number 5 bulky weight and add what it means in the different countries, because like different countries call different yarn weights different things. So there's a chart there that tells you what my different yarn weights mean for British terms, US terms, Australian terms, and I think there's one more. Anyway, it's questions that I get asked all the time, so I organized my yarns and yarns in general. There's some, like I said, there's some great research to great reference tools there, and that's the page that you would have seen. Whoa, Be So Easy, what's that? All right, so we've come to the end of the show, so I'm going to set it up so that there's no pressure. If you come back to the podcast as soon as it goes recorded, where you can leave a fixed comment, and you want to enter to win some free yarn today, or I'll be giving out free Be So Easy yarn packages to the people who win. So what I'd like to see is share with me what you'd like to make with it, what your favorite colors are, or which of the patterns look like the first place you want to start. Just tell me something that you like about Be So Easy yarn, and I will pick 5 random winners tomorrow morning and give each of them a surprise gift in the mail with yarn. So how's that sound? Does anybody have any questions about that or anything else? Yes, very exciting. And the yarn's available for purchase now. I think I gave you a kind of a brief overview of how much yarn you'll need for different projects. Certainly nothing specific because the patterns aren't ready yet, and those patterns will be ready next week, and we'll start doing videos for the projects thereafter. Yeah, easy contest. Okay, well, thank you all so much for spending time with me this morning. Thanks for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of the new colors of yarn. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of the upcoming patterns. I hope you enjoyed chatting with me and everyone else here. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.